invited the parents to not only bring people to bring their children, but also to bring their spouses with them. And it made our class numbers a little bit higher and logistically a little bit more difficult for us to work with. But kids love to use knives. It's not exactly a safe venture, but when chef is there, and when we have staff there, and when the parents there, teaching them how to cut it. Did you know that there's a right and a wrong way to cut an onion? And the chef tells people how to cut an onion the right way, and it just blows people's minds. Did you know that when that parent went home to make that meal with the ingredients that they took from Just Food to make that homemade chicken noodle soup, and they went home in the kitchen, where the kids normally playing on Nintendo or playing on their iPad or whatever, guess who was in the kitchen cutting the onion and cooking with mom or dad? Those are intangibles of the program that can't be measured, but that are absolutely incredible. We're going to launch our classes after the first of the year. We're going to have some in the evenings. We're going to have some during the day for folks who either work at night or that sort of thing. We're toying with different ways to make them more accessible. Hopefully we're going to end up having them 5 days a week. We're going to have a train the trainer session where we have different chefs coming into our facility every night, 5 nights a week, and then hopefully on a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon. To be able to do things that way, and then maybe have 1 or 2 classes during the week, during the day. It's going to be difficult because we have to still be open and people have to do their shopping, but they're going to have to do it around our cooking classes. So hopefully that'll help us to support folks. Sure.
Question. You mentioned having the wellness classes as well. Have you been thinking about expanding into the other types of sort of educational services in addition to the cooking, or is that?
That's kind of where we are now. It's not to say that we wouldn't, but I'd love to hear ideas that you have. Yeah.
At Link, if you just show up, you get a meal.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any kind of a needs testing to be getting food from Just Food, either in terms of age or income?
Yeah, the question is, at Link, you show up and get food, what requirements do we have to feed folks? We serve clients with 185% of the federal poverty level. Now, if I'm telling the truth, we've turned away 3 families since I've been there. 1 family, and we've served a lot more that are over 185% of the federal poverty level. 1 family said that, well, they were rude to volunteers. That was 1 family, and we had a conversation with them, and they continued to be rude to volunteers. And you know, we have 2 full-time staff at Just Food, and we have many other volunteers, and I'm not going to put up with them being abused. So we asked that person to leave. Another family, husband and wife, combined income was $180,000.
Whoa, whoa.
They didn't have any kids. So needless to say, we told them they probably made a little bit too much money to receive food from us.
So did you get a contribution from them?
We didn't get a contribution from them. That's a good question for us. But the other family that we turned away came in and said that they were visiting food pantries because they were trying to save money for a trip to Europe for a summer vacation. And they got turned away.
My guess is most people are motivated by hunger, not by taking advantage.
That's right. And it's normally if you show up and say, I need food, chances
And
are
I
you
close
probably
off
do.
this meeting by thanking you for being a phenomenal leader of a great community resource.
I'll stick around for a few minutes. If you have any other questions, I'll be happy to answer them. But we have a very informal application where, you know, we ask them their name and address and household size, mainly because we want to get information and programs about them. We ask them if they're on food stamps, because if they're not, we want to help them get on food stamps. 55% of our clients are not on food stamps. And we have to do that recruitment now, thanks to the governor denying funding for people to do SNAP outreach in various counties in our community. So anyway, there's the answer to that.
Probably not.
I just want to ask, was my introduction of Jeremy exaggerated?
No.
Thanks, Jeremy.
Sorry, I missed it. Glad I did. I think I would have been there.